Welcome to the Silver Arrow Show. Coming up, I grill Toto Wolff on exactly what happened at the Russian Grand Prix. Head of Composites Design, Kevin Taylor, talks us through his podium story. And we joined Lewis Hamilton as he drove to the track in Sochi. Toto, thank you for joining us. A perfect result at the weekend, a 1-2 finish, but it sounded like it was pretty stressful out in Sochi.
Yes, it was, but at the end the result counts and the point count. And we've had a 1-2, you can't really do much better. But then, as you said, it was a pretty stressful race. We had problems on both cars, and there is room for improvement for us.
Both drivers have had reliability issues this season already. Can you explain a little about what has changed from last year to this year and why these problems are occurring?
With the regulations staying stable for a while now, you want to extract every single benefit of and every single bit of performance out of the engine and out of the chassis, and therefore it becomes more difficult. And Ferrari has made a huge step over the winter again, and this is why we're just pushing the boundaries. And sometimes when you reach the limits, you just need to find out, and this is where we are today.
There was a lot of talk in the media over the weekend about the team's efforts between Saturday and Sunday, working overnight, bringing parts to Russia. Can you explain about the challenges the team then had to face on top of that during the race?
The effort was tremendous because we needed to spec the engine in the right way, and this is why parts were flown out to Russia, arrived at 2 o'clock in the morning, went onto the engine. The engine was finished at 5 o'clock in the morning, and the engine then went into the chassis. And when you saw the car, it was just in pieces. And for me, it's always a miracle that this is able to race. But then in the race, we run into different problems because we are pushing so hard. We had an issue on Nico's car, where on the MGUK drive we saw some over-torque, which is quite a worrying signal because it might break simply, and with the current regulations you're not really allowed to tell the driver, so it was quite difficult to manage that. And on the other side with Lewis we had a cracked carbon pipe which looks like it being a problem on the quality of the pipe itself. We need to look at it, and it's just an issue for us that we need to fight so hard for those wins, which when you look at the result, they look easy, but it was quite a tough 1.5 hours.
This week, the team issued a letter, not just to the media, but to the fans. Why was it important for the team to write that letter?
First of all, this was a letter to our real fans, because what we could see in the social media was they supported us, they suffer with us, and they argued in our cause, and that was so nice that we felt that we wanted to give them an insight what was happening and how we felt that it was difficult for us, and that we thanked them for the support. And we want to be transparent in our communication. There's nothing we are hiding. This is how we operate, and this is why I think the letter was a good example and a good way of sharing our feelings and thanking for the support of our fans.
We move ahead now to the first European race in Barcelona. How is the team going to work to solve some of the issues we've seen so far this season?
We are trying to analyze and find the root causes for the problems, and it's not evident. It's a complex issue. We have had 2 shorts with on 2 different parts of the cars, and we need to find out what it is. And there's a couple of project groups looking at the problems and at each of the possible problems, and I'm sure we'll overcome this and come out on top of it, understanding the issues. And besides that, the normal race preparation, like for any other race, keeps going on. You can't let yourself go mad and panic around difficult circumstances. We're trying to keep the cool and work in the same way like we did in the past.
Thanks, Toto. We'll see you in Barcelona. We joined Lewis as he drove into the track in Sochi. He was with the German broadcaster RTL, and this is what happened.
So, I hope you feel comfortable. I'll do my very best.
So Lewis, welcome to Russia. The Russian Grand Prix seems to be the Lewis Grand Prix. 2 races, 2 victories. You must like it here, huh?
I do, but it's actually not, it's never really been a particularly strong circuit for me, to be honest. Nico's really quick here. I mean, I got pole in 2014, I think it is. and then Nico made a mistake into turn 1, and then last year he had pole, and then he had a problem in the race. So I think he was a bit unfortunate, at least in the last race here.
So what are your plans concerning music?
I don't have any plans. Just to continue enjoying creating and writing, and you get to meet lots of great people when you're writing music.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
It was nice driving with you.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Ciao, bye.
Bye.
The team scored its second 1-2 finish of the season in Russia at the weekend, and joining Lewis and Nico on the podium was Kevin Taylor, head of composites design. Congratulations!
Thank you.
Now talk me through what it was like, because you got to spray champagne instead of Lewis Hamilton.
Yes, Lewis handed me the bottle and said, "You spray it," and it was fantastic.
How did that feel, being handed a bottle of champagne to spray by a 3-time world champion?
Brilliant. Absolutely.
Now talk me through, did you spray, did you get some of the team, could you see people down below?
I could see people down below, but they were in the distance, so I concentrated on spraying the 3 drivers.
So I saw you chattering up there on the podium. What were you saying to the drivers?
Just congratulating them both. Obviously Lewis from 10th to 2nd, great drive from him. And Nico, nothing's going wrong for him at the moment. Perfect drive for him, so yeah, congratulations to them both.
So did you watch it back? That's the question.
Yes, I watched it back when I got home, and I felt like it was a fat impersonator of me on the TV. Obviously it adds pounds.
Don't be ridiculous, don't be ridiculous. And so have you been on the podium before?
No, first time. Yeah, proudest moment of my career.
Very, very
By some way.
nice. And so will you be at future races this season? Will we see you again?
No, not this season. In fact, that was the first time I've been to a race for 4 years in a official capacity. So
pretty good timing, if you ask me, Kevin.
Perfect.
Thank you very much for sharing your podium story with us.
You're welcome.
That brings us to the end of this week's Silver Arrow Show. We will be in Barcelona for the Spanish Grand Prix, so make sure you subscribe to the channel before then so you don't miss any of our behind the scenes videos.